Alright folks, Post here, welcome back to another Poem Master video. So, we got a new banner. We've been getting a lot of banners lately, but this is actually a very, very good banner, right? This is the 5-star Select Scout banner, which again, is only accessible with paid gems. So, unfortunately, again, it doesn't work with free-to-play gems. However, this banner is fantastic because this banner could get you a guaranteed unit of your choice that is in this list, and this list is really good because it has Sabrina. Like I've mentioned many times before, Sabrina is, in my opinion, probably the best unit in the game. At least one of three competing for that, spot, right? So it's either Sabrina, Skyla, or Serena, right? All three of these all have very strong argument to be the best unit in the game, and obviously the banner where you could guarantee get her is very good. However, again, like I usually mention, like whether spending on this banner or not, it's, I can't tell you if you should spend your paid gems on this banner because, I don't know your financial situation, right? But if you are in a position to spend some extra gems on this banner, this is definitely a very good banner to pick up. Like I'd probably even like do a multi on this one instead of picking up another unit on Serena's banner or Steven's banner, right? Or multi on that, because in this banner you're guaranteed to get the unit, right? Whether it's going to be Sabrina or whoever else you choose, if you already have Sabrina, right? So yeah, anyways, let's just go over the list of units and go over which ones are really good to pick up. So if you are summoning on this banner, obviously number one pick is Sabrina by a mile. Sabrina is just so good, right? Like for those who still don't understand why Sabrina is so incredibly powerful, Sabrina does literally everything. She's like the support of supports. Like even without her grid, right? You get crit, you get +6 special attack, you also get +2 accuracy, and then you get 80% HP back. Each one of these 6 senses is 40% HP, which is basically a potion, right? And yeah, also get reflect, which reduces physical damage, and you have good defensive stats as well. Look at that special defense, man. I actually never noticed. What the heck? I think mine is 20 out of 20 though, so do keep that in mind. Also speedy entry, so there's that as well. As for its grid is pretty insane. Like at 1 out of 5, Sabrina's grid is already very good, because at 1 out of 5 you pick up 6 cents MP refresh 3, which is basically a potion MP refresh, and potion MP refresh is probably the strongest skill in the game, and in general, as a general skill, right? And 6 cents is basically that, but better, because not only are you refreshing that potion, you're also refreshing the +3 special attack, the +2, or not +2, +1 accuracy in there as well, right? Like 6 cents is such a busted move. It gives you, again, +3 special attack, 40% HP back, and then +1 accuracy. Accuracy is insanely valuable in this game, right? Just because like a lot of like low accuracy moves like are all really powerful. You got your focus blasts, your hypnosis, sleep powder, all that stuff that you could use your accuracy buffs on, right? So you don't have to roll for troublemaker and waste a cookie on that, because I mean, eventually when they get a grid, very likely they'll either get troublemaker or accuracy buffs on hypnosis. So if you roll it right now, it's a bit of a waste of your luck cookie, which is why I don't do it personally, right? But I also do have the luxury of having Serena already, right? So I don't have to worry too much about that in comparison. Right, so as for some other stuff, at 1 out of 5, you also do get the I think you get dire hit. Wait, actually, let me check real quick. I'm pretty sure you get this at 1 out of 5. I might be wrong though. Let's see. At 1 out of 5, oh, actually you don't. Unfortunately, but yeah, 1 out of 5, you basically get all the most important node on the grid, which is 6 cents MP refresh. You also get some other stuff, reflect MP refresh, which is nice as well. And then some other anything else isn't like really a big deal on her grid, but once you get like 2 out of 5, 2 out of 5 is basically all you need for Sabrina, right? Because at 2 out of 5 you get your Psybeam MGR, and then 2 out of 5 you also get Crit Squad, which turns your dire hit all into a dire hit plus all, which makes Sabrina the only unit in the whole game. Well, it's it is also in 1 out of 5, but Sabrina is the only unit in the whole game to have dire hit all plus with an MP refresh, right? And it's like MP refresh 3 as well, so it's again very powerful. Like Sabrina is so good. Like you could just run Sabrina with literally any striker. A lot of people do have, the misconception about, oh, Sabrina, you can only run her with special strikers. No, you don't have to only run her with special strikers. Like, for example, Steven. You can run Sabrina with Steven. Oh, not Sabrina with Steven, right? And that would be, although you could also run Sabrina with Steven as well. But, Steven, a physical striker, you could completely just run Sabrina with him, right? Because, again, it's the only unit in the game with a refreshable dire hit all, which would be very helpful. You could just use X attack on Steven or Meteor Mash build to get your attack, right? You don't have to worry about that. And that's the same for a lot of other physical strikers as well. You could use, again, it's like she's just god tier with special strikers, but she's also really good with physical strikers as well. Just any strikers in general. Like she's like a Torchic, but better, plus like, I don't know, a Lyra plus a whatever potion unit, right? Like she's just so many things in one. And then at 3 out of 5 you also get some great stuff as well, right? At 3 out of 5 you get crit countdown, which you could, in certain scenarios you could use. Small chance rooting sync move countdown when it lands a crit. Over here you also have crit strike 2 and your second Psybeam move gauge refresh, so you could also build Sabrina into a striker build, because she does a lot of damage as a psychic type striker, right? She does more than I'm not sure if she does more than Caitlyn, but she does more than Mewtwo. So she's very powerful offensively as well, if you want to build that. So there's that as well. Just basically, Sabrina just does everything. She's like the one support that could do like 80% of like every support in the game. So again, she's very powerful. I don't think I need to justify it further why you should pick Sabrina if you are going for this banner, right? If you don't have her at all, obviously you want to go for her. Even if you have one copy of her, you probably would want at least that second copy to get the critical squad on your dire hit all, right? If you have 2 copies, and if you're wondering if you want to go for the third one, maybe that, because like again, she does have some good stuff on her 3 out of 5, but it's like not extremely necessary. Like I personally really like having both, like 2 MGRs on her side beam, because that's pretty busted. But again, it's not like the biggest deal in the world. So like if you already have like 2 out of 5 Sabrina, then you could consider some other stuff. And let's talk about the other stuff, right? So to my surprise, they actually not only added Sabrina and SS Elesa, they also added Plumeria and Guzma and Fantina in this banner as well. So I guess that's like all the units from that month. Up to, wait, was Clement in that month, or was Clement in the next month? I can't remember. But anyways, I think Clement was in that month, right? But yeah, they stopped there. So as for these other units, let me just go over the old units real quick first. Kukui's an okay-ish pickup if you don't have him. Lyra's fine. Hilda again is great, but then there's 2 more other pickup banners that you could have done that's just better for Hilda, right? Like none of these are really bad. I guess Chris, Brendan probably aren't the biggest deal to pick up. Hilbert's still fine. Blue's fine. Grimsey's okay-ish. Phoebe is fine. Olivia is still good. Karen's, like, these are all good. Like, Zipsarchus, you probably don't want to pick that up. And probably don't want to pick up Ethan, right? But as for any of these other units, right? SS Elesa is an okay-ish pickup as well. That's a pretty good one. Although obviously you probably don't want to pick her over Sabrina, but she's still really good, right? She's a great tank. For the most part, she is a bit RNG. She is a bit RNG. Like, she could either be a really good tank, or she'll just like die and like not dodge anything and die, which is pretty sad. But she, of her upside, she does have a 1 gauge spam with Thunder Shock with Hostile Environment and a move gauge regen, which I do like a lot. Breathtaking's, I don't know, Breathtaking's slightly, like, the more I use Rotom, the more I feel Breathtaking isn't like as good as I initially thought it was, because like if you're like, because of the meta right now, in terms of like queuing your moves, Breathtaking actually doesn't help that much in terms of speeding up your sync move, as you know, as it would seem on paper, just because of how you know, the move order, you're queuing your moves, right? X special attack all is always nice. Not the biggest deal in the world though. A lot of units have that, but it's nice to have. Like, you could just use like Rosa for that, because Rosa has the X special. I think Rosa also has like 2 MP refreshes on that. But again, Elesa is still a nice unit to pick up for the most part. Definitely one of the better tanks in the game, personally. She's probably my most used tank, personally. So there's that. But also there's Mew as well, which you could substitute for that. But anyways, moving on. As for some other ones, Plumeria Salza, I do not recommend picking up. I do think she's an underrated unit, but I don't think it warrants a pickup here over like a lot of these other units. Let me skip Fantina first. Fantina Mismagius, I wouldn't pick up either. Again, she does good damage, right? But she's kind of limited offensively, so I probably wouldn't like pick her up either. Guzma's the other one that I probably would recommend after picking up Sabrina. Do keep in mind, Guzma does not get like extremely busted until 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 Guzma is just like completely busted, right? As a striker, which obviously in this day and era, strikers are kind of whatever, right? They're still useful, but it's just, you know, they're just not as important as some other units, right? But still really good. Guzma really high defense, does a lot of damage, right? And I think his 2 like pin missile MGRs as well. Again, really good unit. So outside of Sabrina, I'd say like your first priority would be Sabrina, and after that probably Guzma, and then Singsu Elesa. And then after that, it's just one of these older units I haven't picked up yet that you probably think would be useful, right? It depends on your team. But yeah, I wouldn't really bother too much with Mismagius or Salzal, or Ethan or Zipstrika, or who else? Trico, Totodile. I think those are the main ones. Honestly, Chikorita either. Like, Chikorita's still really good if you run it under Sun Team. But like, if you're not running Chikorita under Sun Team, just use Sabrina. Sabrina is just literally a better Chikorita. Sabrina is just straight up a better Chikorita. Sure, she has like reflect instead of like light screen, which obviously is different because one's special attack, one's physical attack. But you know, everything else, she's just miles just better, right? So yeah, I guess that's the situation at hand. Leaf is still a decent support pickup, right? Phoebe's still great. But again, like a lot of these supports just completely get overshadowed by Sabrina, unfortunately. But yeah, anyways, that's me with this one, I guess. Personally, I'm not going to be summoning on this one. If I hadn't gotten that Fantina like 2 days or 3 days ago off the daily summon, I probably would have summoned on it just to get Fantina 5 out of 5. But nah, I'm personally not going to summon on it, just because I have all these units 5 out of 5. But anyways, that's me for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video, subscribe to the channel for some more Poem Masters content. I'll see you guys in the next one.